for step one of the setup video, you'll have to designate your main lead sources to get this to work. So what I mean by that is that all these little boxes here are lead sources. So the ones on the left are main lead sources, and the ones on the right are all of your other lead sources. To easily set something as a main lead source, all you would do is just drag something over, and that would now become a main lead source. So if I refresh this page, reportmojo.com is now a main lead source. To make this easier on yourself, so if you're scrolling down and it's really hard to find which one are your main lead sources and which ones are not, you can come in here, go into Infusionsoft, go to Marketing Settings, and go to Lead Sources. And if you wanted to designate, let's say, this one as a main lead source, you could put the string main lead source here in the description and save it. So after you do that, you could come inside the iTracker section and go ahead and just download the Infusionsoft lead sources again, so that way I get the updated lead sources, the one with that description that I just set. So that just refreshed the page, and here it says Facebook PPC testing, and see how it's highlighted orange? So that makes it easier to identify which ones are main lead sources and which ones are not. Just because it's orange on the right side doesn't mean it's a main lead source. You have to drag it to the left side. If the lead source is really low on the list and it's kind of hard to drag it over, you can just left click on the lead source and it'll send it to the top of the list, and then you can easily just drag it over. So if I refresh this page, Facebook PPC testing is now a main lead source. If you don't want this designated as a main lead source, just drag it back over, and that's all you have to do. So spend some time inside your lead sources and try to figure out what are going to be your main lead sources and what's not going to be your main lead source. And if you don't have a main lead source created, let's say there's not a lead source called, in my case, Infusionsoft Marketplace, just add a lead source, call it the Infusionsoft Marketplace or whatever your lead source is going to be, and then set the description as main lead source. And just remember that this is the lead source that you're going to enter all of your expenses under whenever you're running, ROI reports and things like that, because all the other lead sources that are going to be reassigned to this, they'll need all the expenses under this lead source. So that's how you designate your main lead sources. So again, spend some time on that, strategizing on what's going to be a main one, what's not going to be a main one. But as far as just making them a main lead source, you just drag them over, and if you want to send something to the top, you can. But again, just because these are colored orange does not make them a main lead source. You have to drag them over. The reason why they're orange on the right side is because I just have the string main lead source in the description. So that's just to help you out with identifying what's a main lead source. So if you do add a bunch of lead sources inside Infusionsoft, or you're changing the name, you'll have to click download Infusionsoft lead sources so that we can capture the updates that you just made inside Infusionsoft. Thanks.